Hi, welcome to Module 1, Plant Cells. I am now still on the home page of this course to point out again that our course objectives are to both develop a model identifying and labeling the parts of both kinds of cells, as well as eventually in Module 3, we'll be constructing an explanation to compare, contrast, differentiate between the structure of both. So first, we are going to focus on plant cells in Module 1. So from here, obviously, we will go, like I mentioned in the first Module 0 course video, to modules. You have, at this point, worked through Module 1's assignments, and we are now moving on to plant cells. If you are viewing this video, you have clearly accessed the Module 1 intro video. So from here, the first thing that you are going to do is to view this cell phenomenon video clip. It is a YouTube video on cells, and it is really just to activate your thinking about cells. I want you to, while you're viewing it, be asking questions. What do you think is being shown in this video? What does it remind you of? What does it look like based on something that you already know about? And while you are viewing it, please record a couple questions that you have on a piece of paper so that later you can include that in your part of your plant cells discussion post. So please have paper out while you are doing this step. Next, you are going to watch a crash course in plant cells video. This is a Khan Academy, video on plant cells. Couldn't remember that name for a second. And so please watch that as well, and also have paper out to record down some takeaways that you have from that video, just a few notes, obviously, as usual. Next, the graphic organizer for this module is located here, and it is a Word document that you can either you can do one of two things with. You can download it and print it to take notes on during the next portion of the module, or another option if you do not have the ability to print from where you are at the time would just be to sketch out what this looks like on a piece of paper and be ready to use it for notes. So either of those are options. From there, I'm going to go back to Module 1. You can always, again, go back to modules to go to the next step of what you're doing. And what you're going to do, as it says here, Cells Alive Interactive 4, GO stands for, again, Graphic Organizer Notes. So this right here is what you're using your graphic organizer for specifically. So when you click on this, it is a website, a separate website that is a interactive website. It will load up in Canvas like this. You do always have the option. I should tell you that if you click up here, I'm not going to do it exactly, but if you click right here on this title of the Canvas kind of box where this is opening, it will open up and take you to the full website. If you ever feel like some of the website is cut off, you can always do that and it'll open it up full screen for you. I'm going to stay within, though, the Canvas version. All you need to do is go down here and click on where it says plant cell, and this is described in the directions of the assignment as well. But if you click on plant cell, it will specifically take you to the plant cell, as you can see, part of this interactive. It's called Cells Alive, and you're going to click down here. Now, on the graphic organizer, not all of these organelles of the cell are listed, so please look at only the ones that are listed and click on them and read what the interactive has to tell you about their functions for the cell. Please feel free to explore some of the other ones just so you can see what some of the other functions of cell organelles are, but only the ones on the graphic organizer are really the ones that you're going to be expected to know for testing purposes. So once you've done that to complete your graphic organizer, again, go back to modules so that you can continue through Module 1. Next, you will be going into the plant cell discussion. Now, this is the first assignment that you'll see is graded and has a due date, obviously, on January 16th, which is a Thursday. So clearly you would need to complete the assignments as far as the resource videos and the graphic organizer notes before then to be able to complete your discussion. As I mentioned, and you've practiced already in Module 0, you will go to the discussion, read its components as far as what is expected, which will obviously be about what you learned exploring plant cells. Notice that one part that's different about this discussion than your others will be that I do want you to record the 2 questions, a minimum of 2. Feel free to record more, to include more than 2 from that intro phenomenon video before you started getting into the details of cells. What were 2 questions that you had from that video? So include those. And then you're going to go into the important functions of the plant cell organelles that were listed on your graphic organizer: the cell wall, membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, and chloroplast. And again, you received information on these from multiple resources at this point, the Khan Academy video, as well as the Cells Alive Interactive that you used while taking your graphic organizer notes. Now, once you have posted, please view your other classmates' posts, and similarly to your first discussion, use this rubric while doing that so that you know what I'm expecting. But also, this is how you're going to respond to your peers. You need to include a grow, glow, and question, as I mentioned in Module 0. So please complete all of this by the due date of the Thursday due date mentioned previously in the module. Remember, if you ever need a reminder on due dates, you can use the course calendar located to your left on any page, as well as if you're on the home page, there's a access button to your right. But again, this specific discussion is due on January 16th and is worth 15 points. That's a combination of your initial post as well as your peers. That's a total of 15. Now, the next 2 links in Module 0 are review games. You'll see the same thing when you get to Module 2 later on with animal cells. There is a quizzes review game as well as a Quizlet, which are 2 different websites. And quizzes is more of a game, review game type website. You click on multiple choice answers and you get scores, and there's funny memes in between each question that kind of just make it fun in that way. Quizlet, however, is more of a study tool, the way that we're going to use it here. So these are going to be flashcards where the different organelles will appear, and if you click on them, then the back will be the definition or the function. So you can view those and go through them once to see what is on the back. And then after that, please use those as a study tool. When the front is displayed, think to yourself, what's on the back? What is the function of this organelle? And when you click on it, make sure that what you were thinking, or maybe even what you said out loud, is correct. And that can be just an additional little study tool for you. Those I would recommend viewing again before the final test in Module 3. Going back to any of the review games. Now, the final assignment in Module 1 is to complete the Nearpod presentation on plant cells. As I mentioned before, in the Module 0 video, when you click on any of the Nearpod presentation links, they should appear within Canvas, as this one I think is loading. Yes, so this should load since you are logged into your Cherokee County account by being in Canvas in the first place. This should appear with your name where it says test student right now. If that does not occur, then you can click over here to the Nearpod page, or you could even go to nearpod.com, honestly. And if that was the case, you would just use this code right here to access the presentation, and it would still get you in, and all your submissions would still be viewable for me. So that is the last requirement of Module 1. Please keep in mind during Module 1 and Module 2, any of the information that you're recording on your graphic organizers or making notes on in general will be useful when you eventually get to Module 3 and you are making your digital storytelling project through Adobe Spark. So please keep all of those things handy. I didn't mention, but the Nearpod plant cell presentation is due on Sunday, January 19th. So discussion Thursday, Nearpod Sunday, and that will be, those 2 due dates will be repetitive in Module 2 with the animal cell module coming up. It will be a Thursday and then a Sunday due date as well. Please email me if you have any questions, clarifications, or for any troubleshooting issues. I will be available for that. Thank you and have a good module.